Fifth grade mathematicians, are you ready? You got a preview of this in class today. Now you're getting your reinforcement video. So you're gonna see a couple of the same examples that we did in class today, and you're gonna see a couple of different examples. So hang tight. Those of you who got it, super fly. Those of you who didn't get it, just hang on for the ride. Okay, we're gonna get through it. All right, how do you subtract fractions when the numerator of the top fraction is greater than the numerator of the bottom fraction? So this is regrouping, but with fractions. You know how to regroup, right? More on the floor, borrow from next door, and add 10 more. It's kind of like that, but different. Okay, so remember that you can rewrite the number 1 as any number over itself, right? So 4 out of 4 pieces, that's 1. 16 out of 16 pieces, that's 1. If you cut the number 1 up into 47 and 6/10 pieces and you use all 47 and 6/10 pieces, that's 1. You get it? If you cut it up into this many pieces and you're using that many pieces, that's 1. No matter how many pieces it is, even if it's a part of a piece, but you have all the same, that's 1. All right, so how do we do this? Well, we start, like always, finding the common denominators, right? 2 and 6 are our denominators. So that means our common denominator is going to be 6. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do this horizontally, and the next one I'll do it vertically. I don't know how you guys prefer it. Some people prefer it different ways. We're going to do it like this. So 2 to 6 is times 3. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So now it's 2 and 3 6 minus 1 and 5 6, except you can't do that. So I'm going to borrow from this 1. The 1's place has 2, so I'm going to take 1 of them. And I'm going to make that 1 that I took, right? There were 2, now there's only 1. I'm going to add it right here. I'm going to make this 6 out of 6. That's the 1 that I took. Okay, 1 and 3 6 makes 2 and 3 6. Now I'm going to add these together. So I'm actually getting 1 and 9 6. Think about that, right? That would be 6 out of 6, that's 2. And 3 with 6 left over, right? Minus 1 and 5 6. Now 1 minus 1 is 0, 9 minus 5 is 4, so the answer is 4 6. But you need to simplify that. Both of these can be divided by 2. That gives you 2/3. Da-da-da-da. Okay, there you go. Same thing. We did that one in class. We also did this one in class. 1 and 3/4 minus 7/8. Think about it. Which number is bigger, 1 and 3/4 or 7/8? Yes, 3 is smaller than 7. Oh yeah, I just killed one of those freaky little gnats. Okay, so 3 is definitely smaller than 7, but 1 and 3/4 altogether is bigger than just 7/8. So I can subtract 7/8 from 1 and 3/4, but I'm going to have to rearrange some stuff. I'm going to have to regroup some things to make it possible. So the first thing I'm going to do is change to common denominators. How do I get from 4 to 8 times 2? Do the same thing to the top, 6/8. Okay, so now I have 1 and 6/8 minus 7/8. Can't do 6/8 minus 7/8 because there aren't enough 8s to go around. So I'm going to pull it out of here, and I'm going to add 8/8 here. That gives me 14/8. Now I can do 14 minus 7, which is 7/8, and I cannot simplify that anymore. Okay, so take a look at these steps. You're going to find the common denominators. If the new fraction cannot be subtracted, regroup a 1 from the whole part and add it to the fraction part. That's what we did. We took a 1, we regrouped it, and we added it. Okay, and then here's how you do that. You write the 1 you take from the whole part as the common denominator over itself, and then you add it to the existing fraction part. Okay, there's the 1, there's the existing fraction part, and you get this. Then you subtract the whole parts, which was 0 minus nothing is 0. You subtract the fraction parts, 14/8 minus 7/8 is 7/8, and then you simplify it, and there's nothing to simplify here. So everything you need is right here. Come back to it if you need to. Now let's try a couple of new examples, okay? 9½ minus 6 2/3. I really don't like doing them this way. I'm going to turn them over. I like to do things vertically because I can see the progression easier that way. First thing I need to decide on is the common denominator. It's going to be 6. How do I get from 2 to 6? Times 3 times 3. How do I get from 3 to 6? Times 2 times 2. Okay. Right away I see I cannot do 3 minus 4. So I'm going to have to take one of these 1s out of here and I'm going to rename it. So I took 1. It was 9. Now it's 8. And I'm going to put that 1 over here in the form of 6 over 6. That gives me 9/6. Sometimes you just have to do this over and over and over again. Okay? 8 plus 1 is 9 and 3/6, which is what we had, 9 and 3/6. I mean, you can simplify that to 9.5, but you just think about, keep everything balanced, you keep it all equal. You can call it different things, you can use different numbers, but they have to mean the same amount. And that's what you're learning how to do. Take 9.5 and change it into 8 and 9/6. Means the same thing. Looks very different, but it means the same amount. Okay. Now that I've done that, I can do 8 minus 6, which is 2, and I can do 9/6 minus 4/6, which is 5/6. And 5/6 cannot be simplified, so there you go. Last one. 14 2/3 minus 4 7/8. Don't freak out if you get big whole parts. That's okay. That doesn't change anything. Okay. Common denominator is going to be 24. How do you get from 3 to 24? Times 8. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. How do you get from 8 to 24? Times 3. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. Now I've got 16/24 minus 21/24. That's not going to work for me. So I got to take one of these suckers over here. I'm going to add it. What form of I took 1. What form should that 1 take? It's going to take 24 over 24 because that's the common denominator. If I can use any number over any number, or any number over itself, I'm going to pick the one that makes my life easier, right? Because math is the pursuit of shortcuts. So this is now, that's a 10, and that's 40 plus a 10, that's 50 over 24 minus 21 over 24. Let's do this first. 13 minus 4 is 9. 50 minus 21 is 29. Wait, what? No, it's not 50. This is 30. It's 40. 40 over 20. 40 minus 21 is 19 over 24. Oh, yeah. There is no number that goes into 19 and 24. I know that because 19 is prime. So unless it goes into itself or into 24, then you're done. Please don't stress. I think you guys were getting kind of, the clouds were parting today in class, so hopefully they've parted a little bit more for you now.